And we're live. Welcome to the Writer's Life, a place where you get the sight, sound, smells, taste of my particular writer's life and where you get the truth about the writer's life. Subscribe if you haven't already. Punch the like button and tap the bell for notifications so that you don't miss out on one single exciting video. So I was listening to a little bit of Quentin Tarantino today. He has quite a few YouTube vids on the process of writing. He's also a trained actor. I think he did like 8 years of acting school or something like that. I don't know, like 20 years acting. So I don't know, whatever. He did a lot of acting school. Anyway, I think more than writing school. I think he actually got his writing chops from acting school. But anyway, he was talking about how, we're never the same person day in and day out, even though, like we seem like the same person, but we don't. We go through little changes. And some of them are physical, some of them are mental, some of them are just emotional or whatever. But every day is different. And you, as a writer, when you're writing a story that's going to take a month or two, some days you wake up and you're like, like you're kind of in a good mood, and the writing reflects it. The dialogue reflects it and stuff like that. And sometimes you're in like maybe a foul mood and the writing is going to reflect it and the dialogue or whatever. And even though you want to keep your book consistent, don't be afraid to like add these little daily changes, these little minor daily changes to your fiction, because that's life, and I think this should be reflected in your book, your story, or your novella, whatever. I know some writers who Hemingway used to do this too, who won't write a new word on their work in progress until they've read the whole thing through. Like, I don't do that because I'm lazy, and that would take forever. Like, I wouldn't be able to. Like, if I did that, I wouldn't be able to write a new word till like 1:00 in the afternoon or something like that. Even if I get up at like 6 or 7. So like I read a little bit of what I did yesterday, but then I just move on. And so, there's probably like anybody who really reads my stuff, and if they reread it, if you're like this purist and you're like, oh, I got to read Vince's books 2 and 3 times because there's hidden meanings and messages. I don't know if anybody does that, but anyway, you will see like little mood shifts and swings and little differences and inconsistencies and whatever. And I try not to have holes in my plots, but you can't help those either. But that's for another video. By the way, you know who was the biggest offender of having plot holes in the world? And it has to do with movies, is Steven Spielberg. He's got like a ton of plot holes all the time. There's tons of them, like in, George Lucas is too. He has a ton of them in the Star Wars stuff. And if you look at like the first Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark for Steven Spielberg, like Indiana Jones finds himself on this submarine. Like, okay, what happens now? He's going to drown, right? Suddenly, though, the next scene, he's like, in a cave somewhere, all alive. He's a little wet, but it's like, how do you figure that one out? So anyway, but I digress. Anyway, so this is just a real simple message today. We're not the same person yesterday that we are today, whom we will be tomorrow. We are different every day, just a little bit at a time. And when I say a little bit at a time, meaning like it's just little minuscule changes. I don't know. You could, like there's physical stuff, like you could crack a tooth. Happens to me all the time. Or you just, like, I don't know, maybe your girlfriend broke up with you or something like that. I don't, that's not an issue for me, but, or maybe your Bitcoin got stolen, which did happen to me, like that ruined my month, But it was also one of those things where you just got to be like, wow, stupid Vin, I remember telling my mother about it, and she's like, "I hope you learned your lesson." I was like, "Thanks. Can you throw me $100 for food?" You know? Anyway, that's it for today. I'm gonna go out for a quick walk, and I got to stop and get some beer. Fear of no beer. All right, so I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. One hopes. Ciao, ciao, ciao.